Hey everybody, welcome to a very stupid edition of the Blue Glow. How do I even explain what this episode is? So I played a bunch of games. I recorded a huge Blue Glow episode the other night when I was really drunk. And I didn't actually record any gameplay footage. I guess in my drunken state of mind, the idea was that I would just record the footage the next day. For some fucking reason. So then the next day, I went and recorded a bunch of random gameplay footage for a bunch of random games, and then I went back and listened to the audio that I had recorded, and it's, like, really bad. Like, as in, it needs to be destroyed. No one can ever hear it. It's that level of drunk. So, I'm not using the audio from that night, and I'm using new gameplay footage that I recorded today. So really, that anecdote is completely pointless because no part of it survived into what you're now watching. So, I'm just gonna commentate, I guess, on this footage of random games that I recorded, and I'm gonna make new audio to the new footage. So this is the first random game that I played. This is Sayonara Umi. It's the third in the series, I believe. It's a really cool series. You play as this little Japanese girl. She fucking swings around on this she's got a little fishing pole. That's the whole game. You're just a lolly with a fishing pole, and you fucking see that? You swing around and shit. That's what you do. These games are pretty hard, and I'm really bad at them, but they're still really cool. The controls are fucking piss-awful, though. That's the main problem with this game. It's really hard to get a feel for the controls. But, I'm doing pretty good. I'm getting across the spikes. Oh, there I go. I died. I fell right into the spikes. I definitely like this game a lot. Again, I'm not good at it, but I like it. It was one of the games that I downloaded. What the fuck did I just do? Did I just fucking jump in the water? Yeah, I wanted to do a Blue Glow just of this game, and I probably still will at some point. Because, I mean, look at it. It's fucking awesome. You know, it reminds me a lot of Hello Kitty's Cube Frenzy, one of my favorite games on the PS1. You can watch that review. It's one of my old Drowning in Footwear reviews, and there we go. I died for a third time, and I believe this was the moment where I just said, fuck this piece of shit, and I up and quit, and I put in a different game, okay? So, this is Resident Evil Revelations 2 Raid Mode, and this is like a bonus mode. Sort of like how, I think starting with Resident Evil 4, because the series went in a more action direction, they started having these bonus modes, like, I don't know if they were always called raid mode. It used to be called something different, but, it's just like an arcade mode, basically, for Resident Evil, which is awesome. A lot of people say that, they miss when Resident Evil was just a horror game. And that's kind of wrong, because Resident Evil was never just a horror game. It was always kind of an action game. Just, you didn't realize it because in those days they didn't have it down as well, so the action controls were really bad, which made it feel like it wasn't an action game. But I don't think the Resident Evil philosophy has ever really changed from the original game. It seems more like an action experience now because they've figured out how to make the controls more fluid and action-oriented, but it's always kind of been an action series in addition to a horror series. I really did not like Resident Evil 6. I liked Resident Evil 5. Everybody hated Resident Evil 5. I thought it was still pretty good at Resident Evil 5. Resident Evil 6 was the one where I said, okay, this series has turned to fucking utter trash and absolute garbage. Resident Evil 6 really went overboard with, like, the action set pieces, and it just... So I guess what I said before was wrong, because Resident Evil 6 was really, like, it was like no semblance of it being a horror series anymore. So I thought that, like, the series was dead, but then Resident Evil Revelations came out, on the Wii U, I think, was where I got mine. No, I bought mine on the PS3. I never got to beat it because my PlayStation 3 exploded, but it was like... Resident Evil Revelations 1 was like a return to form for the series, I thought. It was really, really good and really scary. Some of the fucking boss battles in that game were among the most terrifying video game experiences I've ever played. So, Resident Evil Revelations is awesome, and this is Resident Evil Revelations 2. And of course, this game's coming out in, like, parts. chapters. You have to buy them as they come out, which I fucking hate so much. It's such a fucking ugh. So I only have chapter 1, and I've beaten chapter 1, but that's all I fucking have. Yeah, at some point I'll get the rest of them because I really like this game. It's again, I think after Resident Evil 6, I think Capcom actually went back to the drawing board and thought about, why does everyone hate Resident Evil 6 so much? Why do people shit on the new Resident Evil games? Maybe we should make them, more like horror games and make them good again. And so they started making them good again. Resident Evil Revelations was great. Resident Evil Revelations 2 is great. And, so right now I'm playing the raid mode, which is like the arcade mode of these games. There's a story mode and there's the arcade mode, which is fucking awesome. I wish more games did this. I miss arcade mode. I love it. It's something that's kind of like gone away in games now, because games are so rigidly story-driven nowadays that they forget that there's also merit to just being pick up and play and having fun for like 10 minutes or 20 minutes when you have nothing to do, when you get off work or whatever. So I think that arcade modes are fucking awesome, and they all need to make a big comeback. Every fucking game needs to have an arcade mode. One of my favorite fucking games of all time is Crazy Taxi, because that is the ultimate pick-up-and-play game. I love Final Fantasy VII because it has a great story. I love the original Mass Effect because it has a great story and a great world to explore. I love the Metal Gear Solid series. I love the long cutscenes. I love big, grandiose stories, but I also love, arcadey, pick-up-and-play, just fuck-around kind of gameplay. And you kind of have to have a balance. You gotta have both. So I wish that arcade modes would make a comeback. And thank God the Resident Evil series is sort of carrying that flag with raid mode, which is fun as hell, and you can't teach that. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that topic. I have a lot of footage. I guess I was playing this for a while. There I am. I'm Claire. Oh, that's another thing that I've always loved and appreciated about the Resident Evil series. I love and appreciate that the Resident Evil series has never done like a reboot. I love that they stay in continuity, and I love that the game's timeline moves according to real life timeline. The original game came out in 1996, I think, and the game took place in 1998. Now it's 2016, and I think the games take place in like 2017, so they still take place in modern times. And, the characters have aged, and they've grown up, and it's really fucking cool. You play Resident Evil 2, and Claire is like this 20-year-old, fresh out of college, whatever. She's just like a kid, right? And now you play Resident Evil Revelations 2, and Claire is like, what, like 40, 42? And she's, it's cool. I love continuity. I have a fucking huge boner for continuity. I love seeing characters age and grow. I love seeing a story progress. Now, the storyline of Resident Evil has gotten kind of goofy. It's gotten kind of convoluted, but still, I appreciate the dedication to continuity. It's really cool. And then the next game that I popped in to play here and record was Ikaruga. This is a fucking fantastic game. This is one of my favorite games. I think it was on the GameCube. It was a game that I played a lot in high school with my friends, because we got really into shmups one year in high school, and Ikaruga was like, they made a new shmup, and it's like a high-tech, for GameCube, like a high-tech modern shmup. And it's really fucking awesome. It's got an amazing presentation, and it's got like the coolest gameplay gimmick ever, and you can see me doing it. Like, the gimmick of Ikaruga was that, it was hard as balls. It was kind of a bullet hell. Bullets are flying all over the fucking screen. But you have two sides to your ship. You can be a white ship and a red ship. You can flip back and forth, right? At your leisure. When you're white, you absorb white bullets. When you're red, you absorb red bullets. And as you absorb the bullets, you can, unleash them in a big charge attack. And also, your white bullets hurt the red guys more, and your red bullets hurt the white guys more. So you have an incentive to take big risks and play as a white guy against black guys, even though it's really dangerous. And trust me, I know that, hanging out in Flint, Michigan. You know, just like real life, you know, a white guy walks into a black neighborhood, you know, it's dangerous. You gotta stay on your toes. So that's why you gotta turn black, right? You gotta put your hat on sideways. You gotta become one of them. You gotta ingratiate yourself into that culture, appropriate that culture. It's the only way to survive where I come from, baby. You gotta be black. You gotta live that life. You can't just be white all the time. Sometimes you gotta be black. You can't just be black all the time. Sometimes you gotta be white. You know, that's a very important lesson about tolerance that I think the world could really stand to pay heed to. I think that Ikaruga was really ahead of its time in these issues of race relations in America. It showed us years ago that you know, you can't just be one or the other. We're all the same. Deep down, we're all white, we're all black. Deep down, we's all niggas. That's what Ikaruga was trying to tell us. And, you know, again, really ahead of its time. Really artistic. It had a point that, you know, I don't think a lot of people appreciate. The complex, hard-hitting societal themes and the questions that it forces us to look inside ourselves and ask ourselves as a society. A lot of people don't appreciate how smart this game is. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here to give you that hard-hitting, in-depth critical analysis and teach you what's up, teach you what's what, and teach you what's really real and truly true about the media that we consume mindlessly. Because it's not just media to be consumed mindlessly, it's also art. And that's what that's the message that I have that I'm trying to get across to the people. The next game that I played was Downwell. And this is a really cool little, you know, again, a pick-up-and-play, arcade-style kind of game. And all it is, you just go down the well. It's you know, the name is exactly what it entails. You are a guy, you fall down, and you shoot shit. And you can rack up combos by, like, you know, hitting a bunch of guys without touching the ground at all. This game's a lot of fun. It's really fucking cool. Everyone should get Downwell. Man, I'm looking at it on the timeline. It looks like I played this game for a long-ass fucking time. Jesus. That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, I can totally come up with lots of stuff to say about Undertale. I mean, Downwell. I get them mixed up. So you go down into this room and you shoot that thing. You go down. You fight that guy. You know, maybe I should record these in post more often because it seems like I'm saying a lot more better stuff and I'm playing the games better than when I do them live. Because when you do a Let's Play live, you know, you're doing improv comedy at the same time you're trying to win at a game, and it usually doesn't work out. You usually either you are not funny or you suck at the game. It's one or the other. It's very hard to pull off both at once, but you know, I guess doing it in post is a little bit easier. But then you lose something. I mean, there has to be some spark to a live Let's Play that makes it worth doing, you know. I don't fucking know. They both have their merits. We'll just leave it at that, you know. I can do one or the other. I can do it one way one day, and I can do it another way another day. You know, I have no rules. I have no boundaries. I am endless fucking Jess. I do whatever I want, whenever I want, and how I want, at the whims of my fancy and no one else's. Some days I might decide to do a live Let's Play. Some days I might decide to record that shit in post. Some days I might decide to make the fucking Bloody Dead Man video, and nobody can fucking stop me, baby. It's my channel, it's my fucking art, it's my purpose in this world. I don't give a shit what anyone cares about it. You don't like the fucking Bloody Dead Man, you can get right the fuck out of here. It's the most important video of all time. I couldn't even say that shit with a straight face. Bloody Dead Man, fuck you. I hate that guy. So as you can see, Downwell is fucking awesome. And one of the things that I did not do while I was recording that you can't see here, that I'm not showing you, is that as you go through the game, you unlock different, like, palettes. Like right now, the game is just kind of black and green. And that's a palette that I chose. It's got like multiple, tons of palettes. You can play Downwell pink. You can play Downwell white. You can play Downwell with like a Game Boy filter where it's, you know, that green screen color kind of shit. You can do it all, baby. And, you know, it doesn't seem like that big of a difference, but in a game like this that's so simple and arcadey and pick up and play, you know, a little minor variation like that, like what colors are prominently on the screen, it makes the experience feel totally different. It's really interesting. It's good. This is a good game, and I love it. And you go down. You go all the way down the well. You go right down there, and you buy shit. How long did I fucking play this game for? Jesus Christ. There's not really a whole lot you can fucking say about Downwell. I mean, it is what it is. What you see is what you get. It's down well. You go down a well. That's literally it. It's a great game, but it's not exactly... I don't foresee a lot of, you know, deep analysis coming down the pipeline for this game. I mean, I could do it if I set my mind to it. If I sit down and wanted to write like a really intelligent, like insightful, mind-blowing analysis of this game, I could do it easily because I'm a fucking genius. But still, I don't see a lot of people doing it because it is kind of what you see is what you get. You just go down a fucking well, you know, and you get some upgrades every time you beat a level, you know, fuck. It's good shit. It is good shit. Downwell. It's good. Yep. Okay. I think we've all seen enough of Downwell. I'm just going to skip ahead to the next game right now. And this is Bit Dungeon 2. And in Bit Dungeon 2, this is another roguelike. It's very, you can see already, very Zelda influenced. I mean, it's basically like what's a popular roguelike? Like Isaac. This game is essentially just a mishmash of Binding of Isaac and Legend of Zelda, the original one on like NES. And it's really fun. It's good. It's a good game, and I like it. And so I'm in here, decide, what weapon I'm gonna use. I'm a little blue guy, and I'm fighting these fucking Techs. Is that what they're called? The Zelda guys? I believe that's what they're called. I'm gonna look it up and see if I'm right. See if I'm super smart. See if I'm fucking super smart. I was right. Techs. That's what they're called. I think. I don't fucking know. They're definitely a Zelda enemy. That's what I was going for. What the fuck was I talking about? Oh no. Oh no, what's going on over here? I got a Facebook message from a hot girl. She says, I wanted to get pizza, but you were dead. You know, sorry. It's just this fucking bizarre lifestyle I live. This, you know, I sleep at bizarre hours that nobody can ever predict. You know? And I hate Facebook message because it doesn't really make a sound. It doesn't really, I mean, it makes a little ping noise, but not enough to wake me up and rouse me from my slumber, you know. Every time that I wake up, I usually wake up at like 8 p.m. because I fucking pass out all day. Every time that I wake up and I see that I have a message on Facebook, I always get this feeling of dread in the pit of my stomach because I just know that it's going to be someone like, we wanted to hang out, we wanted to party, but you were dead, you were asleep, and you didn't respond, and I hate that. It feels so shitty, you know. It just feels like, fuck me, right? Like, I'm like, because it's, you know, it's nobody's fault but your own. You know, that I live this weird lifestyle. I fucking am up all night every night and I fucking pass out. It just feels shitty when your friends want to hang out and you can't fucking respond to a Facebook message because you're fucking dead. Ah, man, she wanted to get pizza. You know, I wanted to get pizza. I like pizza. I would have loved to have gotten pizza. But I didn't get to have pizza today because I was passed out. So it's like a double whammy, because not only did I disappoint a friend, I also didn't get pizza. So that's like two things that you just want to die. It just makes you feel really, really sad deep inside. I hate that. I hate just fucking... And there's no solution to that problem either. It's just a fucking, I'm not gonna fucking change my habits. What the fuck was I... Oh yeah, well this is Bit Dungeon 2. And this is another one. I played this game for a long time. A real long time. I'm just gonna... I think you've seen enough of Bit Dungeon 2. What's the next game? What is this? What is over here? Now here we go. Duke Nukem 3D HD re-release. Duke Nukem. So this is the original Duke Nukem. It's updated and re-released and HDified. It's got all the, it's got fucking some good shit. It's some good shit. Duke Nukem's a great game. And here I am fucking around, kicking a box for no reason. I'm just walking around in circles, kicking at nothing. I don't know what I'm doing here. Kick, okay. Still kicking that box. Fucking... What the fuck am I doing? Am I an idiot? Am I some kind of... Go! There! God, asshole. And so this is Duke Nukem HD 3D. And you know what is there to say? It's fucking Duke Nukem. It's a great game. Okay, enough of that. What is next? Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so this is Planet Diver. I don't know. I want to like this game a lot more than I like it. It's a simple pick up and place kind of game. You'd think I'd be all over this. You just fucking planet diving. You play as like a hot babe diving into the planet core. But it's not as fun as it should be. My big problem with this game is that it doesn't feel fluid. If you watch, you can see that when I change my trajectory, you go left and right in like these little short bursts, as opposed to just like a fluid motion. And it's really annoying and really obnoxious, and it kind of ruins the whole game. It doesn't feel like I'm in control at all when, I can't just aim my trajectory left or right. I have to, jerk myself, and it breaks up the feel of the whole game. I don't like it. It's a real pain in the ass. But anyways, that's that game. Yeah. The next game over here. Well, this is Dark Souls. That's Anita Solkesian. Just going around. Yeah, there's a lot of Dark Souls footage. I don't feel like talking anymore. This is it. Goodbye.